Hello and welcome to the Wisconsin Humane Society Volunteer Information Session. We are so excited that you are interested in learning more about the Wisconsin Humane Society's volunteer program. This presentation will cover the following items and hopefully provide you with a better understanding of what our volunteer program has to offer. We hope that at the end of this presentation, you will have a good idea of whether or not volunteering with us is a good fit for you. Specifically, we will cover the history of the Wisconsin Humane Society, 5 facts about WHS, what's happening in the world of animal welfare, programs and services offered by the Wisconsin Humane Society, volunteer program expectations and guidelines, and finally, next steps and current needs. All right, let's get started. The mission of the Wisconsin Humane Society is to build a community where people value animals and treat them with respect and kindness. This is no easy task, and we rely on over 4,000 volunteers in our system to help adopt over 13,000 animals each year. We literally could not achieve this amount of life-saving power without our volunteers.
Founded in 1879, the Wisconsin Humane Society has been serving animals and people for over 140 years. Today, we are a multi-campus animal sheltering system with sites as far north as Sturgeon Bay and as far south as Mount Pleasant. The WHS system covers approximately one-third of the state's homeless animal population. Our biggest and busiest campus is our Milwaukee campus. Built in 1999, the current Milwaukee campus is a state-of-the-art animal shelter with over 1,000 volunteers. These volunteers help make the Milwaukee campus our largest adoption center, as well as one of the state's busiest wildlife hospital. Milwaukee also serves as the WHS corporate headquarters. In 2004, the then Ozaki Humane Society, located in Grafton, Wisconsin, reached out to us to propose a merger. The ideal being that with strength in numbers, we could combine our animal care and veterinary staff, along with our volunteer and outreach programs, and help serve the people and animals in both Milwaukee and Ozaki counties better. After many successful years, the Ozaki campus relocated in 2011 to the current state-of-the-art green building now located in Saukville, Wisconsin. Today, nearly 350 volunteers help with the day-to-day operations at Ozaki. In 2013, Countryside Humane Society, who served Racine County, reached out to us indicating that without financial support, they were in a position where they may need to close their doors. Seeing the success of the Ozaki merger, the Wisconsin Humane Society acquired Countryside, creating the Racine campus. Having outgrown the old Countryside building, we were very excited to move into a new shelter now located in Mount Pleasant in early 2020. In the new shelter, over 150 volunteers will help continue providing valuable community service to Racine County and the surrounding areas. Also pictured here is our spay-neuter clinic located in West Allis, Wisconsin. The mission of the clinic is to provide access to spay and neuter services at a rate that are often much less expensive than going to a private veterinarian. With 3 full-time veterinarians and staff, the spay and neuter clinic is able to offer thousands of surgeries each year to local communities, and anyone is welcome to utilize their services.
And from there, we've just kept growing. In late 2017, both the Bay Area and Door County Humane Societies reached out to us to indicate that without further operational and financial support, they may need to close their doors. In early 2018, the Wisconsin Humane Society was excited to announce the addition of these 2 locations, now known as the Green Bay and Door County campuses. Combined, these 2 campuses have about 250 volunteers that help serve our northern communities. And finally, there's one last campus that is not pictured here, which we like to call our foster campus. With over 700 foster homes stretching from Door County to Racine County, our foster families provide life-saving power for animals residing outside of our shelter walls. We could not achieve our mission without each and every one of them. The Green Bay area also has two off-site adoption centers in the local PetSmarts. These off-site adoption centers have cats and small animals from the Wisconsin Humane Society available for adoption. Both locations rely heavily on volunteers to help care for and assist in adopting out these amazing animals. There are 5 facts about the Wisconsin Humane Society that we want to make sure everyone knows about. Fact number 1, animals in our adoption program have as long as they need to find a home. This means that we have no space or time restrictions for animals that are placed in our adoption program. Fact number 2, the Wisconsin Humane Society receives $0 of general government funding. This means that the vast majority of our operational budget is from generous community donations. While we do receive payment for contractual services, such as stray intake in certain counties, we do not receive annual government funding. Our mission relies on the generous donations from our community members. Fact number 3, the Wisconsin Humane Society is not a chapter nor affiliate of any of the national umbrella groups, such as the Humane Society of the United States, ASPCA, or PETA. While many of these groups do great work in advocating for animals, they are separate organizations that do not necessarily represent the mission of WHS. The Wisconsin Humane Society is a private organization located only in Wisconsin that serves its local communities. Fact number 4, the Wisconsin Humane Society receives animals from surrendered animals at all of our sheltering locations, stray intake services within municipalities in Racine, Brown, Door, and Ozaukee counties, and transfers from the Milwaukee Area Domestic Animal Control Commission, or MADC. Finally, we also receive animals from overcrowded shelters that are transferred to us from both within Wisconsin as well as out of state. Fact number 5, each animal at Wisconsin Humane Society is treated as an individual. This means that we do not label or discriminate based on breed. None of the dogs you'll see in our adoption program have a breed label. Why is that, you might ask? The truth is, the only way to be certain of a dog's breed is to do a DNA test. And even if we were to know the breed information, it does not tell us very much about that particular individual. How many of us have met a dog that didn't quite meet their breed's expectations? And that's okay. We get to know each and every animal for the unique individual that they are. You are most likely interested in our volunteer program because you love animals. That is wonderful, and thank you so much for wanting to help. But did you know that in order to be a volunteer with us, you must also love people? We have a people-centered philosophy here at the Wisconsin Humane Society. People make our work possible. Each animal that comes into our care is connected to us through a person, whether that be a community member, a staff member, or a volunteer. Because people are at the center of everything that we do, we treat people with the same compassion, respect, and kindness that we give to each and every animal in our care. We understand that clients in our communities come from diverse backgrounds and beliefs, but we all share one thing: we all love animals. We work to bridge those gaps and eliminate barriers that would otherwise prevent people from keeping their animals in their homes. We believe that people are inherently good and assume positive intent when they come through our doors. If ultimately you decide that you can no longer provide the care that your animal deserves, we are not going to judge you or criticize you. Instead, we are going to show you compassion and kindness and thank you for choosing to do what you feel is best for your animal. We're in the business of making positive, impactful relationships with our clients, and we are proud to be as much of a people business as we are an animal business. So what's going on in the world of animal welfare? Well, we've got some good news. We've seen 2 major trends occurring in animal welfare on a national level. First, there are less unwanted litters of puppies coming through our doors. This is a good thing. Nationwide, animal shelters are not seeing the volume of unwanted and homeless litters of puppies that were once seen 5 or 10 years ago. This means that our spay and neuter programs, coupled with our community service programs, are working to ensure that animals who need homes are finding them. This also means overall less animals are becoming homeless, and thus less animals are being surrendered to shelters like ours. So then who is coming through our doors? In the last 5 years, we have seen a national trend of animals requiring a higher level of care coming into shelters. These are animals that may have special medical or behavioral needs. Wisconsin Humane Society is no exception to this trend. The animals that are coming into our shelters are ones that need us more than ever. As a volunteer, you would be working with animals that have a medical or behavioral condition or both. So we are looking for volunteers who understand that these animals might have challenges and are willing to work with us to help them become healthy, happy, and adoptable. Next, we're going to review some of the program, services, and departments that all of our wonderful volunteers help in. Our largest and most well-known program is our adoption program. We practice an open adoption philosophy. This means we use a conversational approach with our clients to seek ways to help make matches work and not ways to deny adoptions. We help our community clients on a first come, first served basis, and many adopters are able to take their new family member home on the same day. Animals in our adoption program have variable pricing based on need and demand. For example, dogs that have been waiting for adoption for some time often have their adoption fees reduced to $25 to help them find a home quicker. We call these dogs our bench warmers. Our animal care program provides the day-to-day needs for our domestic animals. This may include things such as cleaning, feeding, medicating, dog walking, cat socialization, enrichment, laundry, and even transportation. Animal care positions do require moderate physical labor and are a great way to make a big impact on an animal's stay while in shelter. Volunteers help with animal care at all of our sheltering locations. We are very fortunate to have trained behavior staff at all of our campus locations. Behavior staff assess individual animals' behaviors, support animals in need of behavior modification, train staff and volunteers on proper animal handling, offer public training classes, and provide supportive resources to people adopting an animal with a behavioral challenge. Animals diagnosed with behavior conditions may go up for adoption as is, get further support and shelter, or go to a foster home for further observation or treatment. We will not place a dangerous animal back into the community who poses a serious risk to people or other animals. In those rare cases, we do consider euthanasia to be the most humane decision. Every animal that comes through our doors is given a medical assessment. We are proud to have full-time employed veterinarians on our staff that help provide a high level of care for all our animals. Our veterinary staff also provides critical community services, such as our spay and neuter assistance program for low-income families, our vaccine clinic, our spay and neuter clinic in West Allis, and euthanasia and cremation services to the public. We also offer youth programs. These programs strive to teach young children about safety, empathy, and how to keep animals happy and healthy in our communities. We are always looking for volunteers to help in our youth programs. No formal teaching experience is needed, but you must love kids. If you're interested in helping out with birthday parties, scout programs, camps, or other programs for underserved youth, you may want to consider learning more about our youth programs. This is also one of our more flexible programs where volunteers can sign up for events or opportunities that work best for their schedules. The Wisconsin Humane Society has one of the largest foster programs in the nation with over 700 homes that help in our life-saving mission. Put simply, fostering saves lives. There are multiple reasons why an animal might be placed in our foster program. Things like socialization, illness, surgery recovery, growth, or space. Our general foster program operates out of all of our sheltering locations and placed nearly 4,000 animals in foster care last year alone. And in addition to our general foster program, WHS also partners with the Sojourner Peace Center located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to help provide victims of domestic violence up to 60 days of foster care for their animal at no cost. If you're willing to open your heart and home to an animal on a temporary basis, you can learn more about our foster program by going to our website at www.wihumane.org/foster. Next, we'll go over the list of expectations for the volunteer program. These are expectations that we ask all volunteers to adhere to, and we hope that this list will give you a better idea if volunteering with us is a good fit. First, we do ask for a minimum of a 6-month commitment. Of course, you are always welcome to stay longer. We ask for the 6-month commitment because the first 2 months of your position will be spent primarily training you. Safety is at the heart of everything that we do, and we ensure our volunteers are trained so that they can handle animals safely and effectively. Because of the high level of training all volunteers receive, we are not able to offer short-term opportunities, such as day projects or school projects. We also ask for a 2 to 4 hour weekly shift on the same day and same time of each week. By having our volunteers scheduled on a consistent weekly basis, our staff are able to work concurrently with volunteers to ensure our animal care operations are not interrupted. We also ask that our volunteers are reliable. We count on our volunteers in nearly every aspect of our day-to-day work, and we literally can't do it without our volunteers. If you have been absent for 3 consecutive weeks or more with a no-show or no-contact situation, we will assume that you have resigned from the volunteer program. Your reserved weekly shift will be opened up at that point. Now, this doesn't mean you can't ever miss your shift. We understand that our volunteers lead very busy lives outside of the shelter. And should you need to miss a shift for whatever reason, such as illness, vacation, or work, we ask that you notify your volunteer coordinator ahead of time. Your coordinator will note your absence and work to find a replacement for you for that week. Our next expectation is our house, our rules. Now, this may sound a little harsh, but truthfully, what this means is that safety and animal care is always our highest priority. We have many protocols and policies in place to ensure the safety of our staff, volunteers, and animals. We are going to work with you and teach you all of these procedures and why they are there. You will be expected to understand these safety protocols and follow them at each and every shift. Volunteers who are unable or unwilling to follow our safety protocols cannot continue in the program. Our final expectation is something we call feedback and coaching. What this expectation means is that as a volunteer, we are going to provide you with feedback on how you are performing in your role, as well as coaching if there are any areas for improvement. All volunteers are expected to be able to work independently in their roles. If a volunteer cannot work independently, coaching and feedback will be given. A volunteer may be asked to bring along someone who can help them in their role. The volunteer may also be redirected into another position that is better fit for their skill set. Now, because our core values involve positivity and a people-centered approach, we will provide this feedback in a respectful and compassionate way. We ask that all volunteers are open to this feedback and coaching. And this is a two-way street. We appreciate volunteers who provide feedback and coaching back to us. So if you need something, have a concern, or have a suggestion that might improve operations, we definitely want to hear from you. Now we'll cover the guidelines that are specific to our volunteer program here at WHS. First, all volunteers ages 13 through 17 must come with an adult. This adult does not necessarily have to be a legal guardian, though the legal guardian must approve. The adult-child pair works as a team and undergoes the same orientation and training. They work together on each and every shift. We do not offer opportunities for anyone under the age of 13. There are a few exceptions for 16 and 17-year-olds who can help out in certain positions on their own. These positions are campus specific, so please check with your volunteer coordinator for more information. Because of the high level of training all volunteers receive, we are not able to offer short-term volunteer opportunities. And for most traditional volunteer roles, we are unable to accommodate school service projects, typically because these projects are also short-term. If you are interested in learning more about what school service projects may be available, please check out our website for additional information. WHS does not offer court-ordered community service at any of our locations. Please refer to your local county services for information on organizations that do provide this in your area. Depending on the situation and/or position, the Wisconsin Humane Society may perform background checks. And finally, there is a $10 plus tax supply fee that includes your new volunteer shirt and name badge. Now that we've reviewed a little history of the Wisconsin Humane Society, some of the programs and services we offer, and our program guidelines, you've probably got some questions. Let's go over quickly a few of our most frequently asked questions. If after reviewing these, you still have questions of your own, we do encourage you to reach out to your volunteer coordinator for more information. All right, question number 1. What if I have a fluctuating schedule? For most on-site roles, volunteers need to commit to a consistent 2 to 3 hour per week schedule, ideally occurring on the same day of each week. This helps us align our schedules for animal care operations. For those that have fluctuating schedules, please contact your campus volunteer coordinator to learn more about campus-specific positions that are more flexible. We just might have something that will work for your schedule. Question number 2, can I help out in more than one position? Absolutely. We appreciate that most of our volunteers want to help out in all the ways that they can. We will get you started in one position to begin with to make sure that it's a good fit for you and that you are enjoying volunteering at the Wisconsin Humane Society. Once you are comfortable in your new role, you are welcome to explore additional training opportunities in other positions by contacting your volunteer coordinator. Question number 3, what if I can't come in for my shift? While we do ask for our volunteers to be reliable and come in on a consistent basis, we also understand that our volunteers lead very busy lives outside of the shelter. Should you need to miss your shift for whatever reason, school, work, weather, illness, please contact your volunteer coordinator to let them know you won't be in that week. If you are gone for more than 3 consecutive shifts and we have not heard from you, we will assume that you have resigned from your role and we will open your reserved weekly shift up to a new volunteer. Question number 4, can I change my position? Absolutely. We want to make sure that you thoroughly enjoy your time while volunteering with us. We hope you find the work that you do meaningful and valuable to you. Sometimes this means that the first position you started in isn't the best fit. If that is the case, your volunteer coordinator will be happy to work with you and explore other options. Please don't hesitate to let your coordinator know if you feel your current role isn't a good fit. Question number 5. Are there any other options than what is listed on the current needs handout? After you have completed reviewing this presentation and have determined that volunteering with us is a great fit, your next step will be to contact your volunteer coordinator for a list of current needs. This list will provide you with all the current opportunities we have at your campus. Because so much of the work in animal sheltering is seasonal, volunteer opportunities do change frequently. If there is a position that you perhaps saw on our website that is not listed on the current needs, this probably means that either the position has been filled or we currently don't have a need for it given our current seasonal work. If that is the case, you are welcome to contact your volunteer coordinator and inquire about other similar positions. If when reviewing the current needs handout, you do not see any positions or shifts that work for you, hang tight. Keep your volunteer coordinator's information and plan on reaching back out to us in a couple months from now for an updated list. We hope that you have enjoyed this presentation about the Wisconsin Humane Society and all the ways our volunteers make a huge impact on our day-to-day life-saving work. If after completing this presentation, you've decided that volunteering with us is a great fit, We would love to hear from you. The next step would be to contact your campus volunteer coordinator. Let them know that you've seen this presentation and would like to receive our handout of current needs. A list of volunteer coordinator contact information will be given at the very end of this presentation. The current needs handout will provide you with a list of volunteer roles along with open shifts at your campus. Should you find a role and shift that works for you, a link to our application page will be provided in your packet. Your next step would be to submit an application for that position. Once your application is received, your volunteer coordinator will contact you within 7 to 10 business days to set up your meet and greet. The meet and greet is a chance for you to take a shelter tour, arrange for animal handling training if your position requires it, and purchase your volunteer name badge and t-shirt. Thank you for your interest in volunteering at the Wisconsin Humane Society and to help us serve the animals and people in our communities. We hope that you found this information session helpful, and should you feel our program meets your expectations for volunteering, we look forward to hearing from you soon.